Hmm. Hello, boys. Just making sure that everything in my stream is running perfectly. Okie dokie. Yeah, everything seems fine. Okay, so yeah, just like the title says, I'm going to go ahead and start learning neovim finally. So if you've seen my previous videos, any of them really, you know that I always use Visual Studio Code. I still think it's the best IDE by far. I don't think we need to I don't think we need to argue about that. I think Visual Studio Code is the best there is in the market. But, there's always room for improvement and we should always try new things and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. Long story short, I'm going to try out neovim. Now, I know this is really difficult to learn and set up. So, and I also know that there are pre-built kind of neovim configurations like lazy vim and kickstart vim and others like that, which basically just give you a complete IDE without you having to set up all of the plugins and everything, right? But the problem there is that they just give it all to you so you can just get started, get up and running, and build projects. That is great for productivity. It is not so great for learning NeoVim. And that is what I want to do. I want to learn what NeoVim is, how it works, and how I can turn it from a basic minimalist text editor into a completely full-featured IDE, right? So that's what I want to do. That's what we're going to learn. And in order to do that, we want to set up neovim from scratch. Now, yeah, my recording is fine. I have, where is it? Where's my terminal? I have WSL installed here. I use Debian. And all I'm going to do is install neovim over here. And we're going to set everything up over here and just figure out how we can use neovim, how we can set it up, how we can install all the different plugins that we need, and how we can write the configuration, and so on and so forth. Like, I've never done this before, so yeah, we're going to figure this out. So the first thing, I'm pretty sure I can just do sudo apt install neovim, and that should work, I think. But let me confirm it. So, mm, where's Debian? Okay, there we go. Apt install neovim, right? Awesome. So we just do this, and this is gonna install neovim, and then we can see what comes next. So I guess I should probably have some sort of an example project to build with this, right? Some simple project that I build in neovim so I can just figure everything out or something like that, probably. I don't know. But yeah, let's wait for it to install. In the meantime, um, let's see, setting up neovim from scratch. Let's find a good article or something and go through it, and then let's see. I had to move to WSL. Yep, me too, my friend. Guys, completely off topic, but WSL is an amazing piece of technology, right? Like, you have the best of both worlds if you use WSL. The only reason I really enjoyed using Linux so much is because it just it's just a superior programming environment, right? It is the best environment for programming. That is the only reason I enjoyed using Linux so much. I've Obviously there is the customizing aspect, there is the rising aspect, but I've been through those years before. I've had my rising fun already. Now I just want something that works so I can get work done. I can get shit done. And Linux is just better for that. Now, the problem with just using Linux is there are also a couple Windows specific apps that I use. Stuff like my video editor and so on and so forth, right? There are some Windows apps that we just need, right? And they're never gonna have any Linux alternatives, at least not as good as the original softwares, right? And so we do need both of these operating systems. And WSL just makes things so much better for us. You have the best of Linux for programming, and you have the best of Windows for all of your Windows specific apps. So the way I set this whole thing up is I basically just do all of my programming in WSL, all of the tools that I use like npm and so on and so forth, Python, Go, and Rust, and everything else. All of my programming tools and technologies are installed in WSL, and this is where I do all of my programming. And then in my regular Windows, I just do my other day-to-day tasks, my video editing, and so on and so forth, right? Anyway, so we have neovim installed now, so I can probably do this and type some stuff. Awesome. Um, there we go. So I do have some basic experience with using Vim motions because I have tried the Vim extension in Visual Studio Code over here. So I do have some experience with using Vim motions. So we're not going to have too much trouble with that. Obviously, the more you practice, the better you get. But yeah, what we need to learn is how to set this whole thing up. So let's start reading, I guess. Installation, already done this. First steps, okay. From now on, I'll assume we're all on a Unix-based environment. Your config files will go into config/nvim. Okay, so let's build this first. There we go. See, I do know how to exit from Vim. So where's my config folder? cd into home /.config/neovim, which doesn't exist yet. Okay, go into config and create a neovim folder, cd into it, and let's see. What is this after directory? I don't know if we need that. We need an init.lua file. So all of the configuration for neovim is done in these Lua files. Lua is just another programming language, and I guess I'll be learning that as well, at least in terms of configuring neovim, right? So let's see. You have an init.lua file. This is probably the entry point to your configuration. And then you have a Lua subdirectory. I don't know why we need that. And then your custom name. Again, what is this supposed to be? But let's see. I'll let you research what the after directory does. No, man, tell me what it does. I used nconf for your custom name because sometimes I'm of a peculiar lack of imagination. What is nconf again? Is that, what is nconf? In-memory storage engine that stores a nested JSON representation of the configuration. What? Why is this important? What are we doing over here? What does npm have to do with, huh? This makes no sense. I think nconf is just a name for the directory that he used over here, not a specific package or something, right? I hope, because this means nothing. And now everything under lua/nconf will be loaded when initializing and neovim. Okay, you don't have to use nconf. You can use whatever name pleases you. Yeah, see? So nconf over here is just a random word that he used, not exactly a package or whatever. Somebody's messaging me on WhatsApp. I'm gonna ignore them. The stream is more important. The learning is more important. Okay, so we need all of this stuff. You can have multiple directories at this level if you deem it necessary. Just remember to require them all. Actually do it further down the path. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, so let's do this. In my init.lua file, what I'm going to do is require. We're going to say require, and I guess I'll just call this conf or config, whatever, right? And then we can save and quit this, and then we're gonna have We're gonna have a Lua directory. And then can you use mkdir to create subdirectories as well? Like if I did this lua/conf, what would it do? Yeah, see, it didn't work. So I have to do this and then cd into it and then create the conf and then it will work. Perfect. So that works. Awesome. Now, what's next? Now we need to create an init.lua inside this configuration directory as well. So let's do that. I'm going to say init.lua and oops, okay. Module conf not found. What the hell? Okay. Is that supposed to happen? Well, this is bad. Um, wait a second. Is it because I just haven't created this file yet or something? Let's try this. Map leader, and I want to set this to the tab key instead of the spacebar key. So how do you represent tab in... I can't just write tab. Oh, like this. Okay, so angle brackets and then the tab keyword. Awesome. So like this. Got it. Or I guess we also need to add the backslash, maybe. Okay, let's just try this. Let's wait a second. Where did that come from? This will be tab. There we go. So that's the map leader that I want to use. And then what is all of these, right? I don't think we need to have all of these yet. For now, I'm just going to save and quit. And there we go. So this works. And yeah, awesome. So we're not getting that configuration error anymore, which means things should be fine now. Let's keep reading. I was told to set my leader key before loading any plugins, and I did literally so. I told you sometimes I'm not very imaginative, and if you know of a better place to set it, let me know in the comments. Okay. 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 In the following lines, I called for 3 different files: lazy init.lua, z.lua, and remap.lua. Okay. Plugin manager, yeah, we need to get that, and it comes with its own lazy folder where I have a file for each plugin. We'll do that one last. Set has all my classic Vim settings translated to Lua, and remap is self-explanatory. Let's get on with those. Okay, like for the last time, remember you can name things however it pleases you. Here's the directory tree so far. Got it. Okay. All right. So we're already getting into some sort of complicated stuff here. Let's create set.lua, and then let's see what comes next after that. We're going to create set.lua. We're going to say all of this stuff. Holy shit, that's a lot. I could just copy all of this, but I kind of want to type it all on my own. I do this a lot, by the way. Like instead of copying all the code, all I do is I just type it out by hand, and this just helps me to learn and remember it better because I'm kind of just, I don't know, focusing on it more. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to type it all on my own. This is going to be a bit boring, which is fine because nobody really watches these streams anyway. So yeah, stop tab stop equals to shift width. You can have width with the shift key. That makes no sense either. Width equals to expand tab. I don't know what that does. Smart indent and auto indent. Yeah, we do need those things. Those are always useful to have. Smart tab. Yeah, I can use that as well, probably. Tab, there we go. List, I have no idea what list does, but okay. List characters, I don't know what these do either, but I am just gonna copy this part. Wait a second. I can't exactly paste. Oh, I can. Awesome. I thought the Vim clipboard and the operating system's clipboard are completely different, but I guess I was wrong. Line numbers, we obviously do need these. As you can see right now, I have no line numbers, so that sucks. Relative numbers, we probably need these as well because they just make Vim motions a lot easier to use. Cursor line, probably useful to have as well. Sign column, I don't know what that does, but okay. Yes, one, okay, whatever that does. Scroll off, again, no idea what that does, but okay. Show CMD, again, no idea what that does either. Swap file, I don't think, or okay, yeah, swap files, we probably need those. So if I remember correctly, swap files are just to, like, for instance, the computer shuts down or you lose your data in some way. The swap files are one way to recover the code. So yeah, they're just there to recover the code, basically. And this guy set it to false. I guess I can just set it to false as well. We don't really need them right now. Backup, I don't know what that's gonna do, but false. Vim dot option dot undo dir. Why do you need a directory for undo? That makes no sense. But okay, os dot get end home. And before anything else, I need to get IntelliSense and syntax highlighting because this just sucks right now. Anyway, slash dot config slash neovim slash undo dir. Okay. Undo file equals true. Clipboard equals unnamed. Why do you need to have this over here? HL search, no idea what that does, but true. Increment search, is that the next one? I don't know. INC search, true. Ignore case, yeah, that's definitely useful. True. Smart case, probably useful. Okay. Terminal GUI colors, probably true because this does look good usually. I don't know what it's going to look like in neovim, but usually it looks pretty good. Show mode false, I don't know what that does either. And what is this in the end? No automatic comment insertion. What does this do? Vim.cmd, auto cmd file type. I don't know, this looks weird. There we go. I'll just copy this. And now we have this, which means I should be able to go back to init.lua and require this file now, right? I should be able to say, if I can type this, there we go. I should be able to say nconf.set now, right? Like this should work, I think. So something like this. I should be able to do this now. Let's see. Yeah, there's a problem. Okay. Why is this not working? Init.lua and then set.lua in the same place. Okay. Module not found. Why is this not found? Let's ask Jeopardy what's going on here because we need to fix this before we move any further, right? Remove this. I'll also probably give it my directory tree so it knows what's going on here. That was not a good idea. Why did I cd out of my file tree? Damn it. While processing. Okay. Oh, wait. Instead of nconf, it's supposed to be just conf. Lua conf. There we go. Nvim init.lua. This is not supposed to be nconf. This is supposed to be just conf. Okay, perfect. Now, okay, it still doesn't work. Wow. Okay. Attempt to index VIP. Oh, I probably misspelled Vim over there. So set.lua. Yeah, where is, oh, there we go, there we go. Right here. So instead of VIP, it is Vim. Perfect. Save and neovim. Perfect. Now we have line numbers as well as everything else. See, relative line numbers and so on and so forth. Perfect. So the configuration is working. The imports are working. I guess everything is working fine. Now we can move to the next step over here. Turn off the relative numbers when you're sharing a screen with a colleague. Most people don't use them and it muddies communication. Yeah, true. Relative numbers are very weird if you're not a Vim user. Like, nobody else uses these. I remember when I first tried out Vim, relative numbers seemed such a weird concept that I just couldn't wrap my head around it, right? But when I actually started to use Vim motions and like just use different delete, insert, and other like Vim motions where you need to use arrow keys and stuff to like you know, like if I have some, I don't know, I don't even know if I remember this completely, but if I want to delete 3 lines up, right, I would do something like D4 and the up arrow key, and it will just delete 4 lines above, right? So yeah, that's the kind of stuff we need to know over here. This is why relative line numbers are useful in terms of Vim motions, but anywhere outside Vim, relative line numbers are just weird, honestly. Like, you have no idea what they're even used for. So yeah, just a little insider's Vim joke, I guess. :H and then the configuration name to get the documentation. Okay, column name, column H, and let's say expand tab, and this will give us the help. Okay. Use the appropriate number of spaces to insert a tab. 4, obviously, right? How much is this supposed to be? This better be 4. Okay. Quit that window. All right. Manually create the undo dir and specify the path if you create it elsewhere. Okay, so we need to create the undo dir, which is going to be in, where did I put it? I put it in outside of this place in init.lua. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay, in nvim slash undo dir. All right. So we create that folder, I guess, which is going to be in here. mkdir undo dir file exists. Oh, so I guess it probably just created it on its own, right? When I first ran this neovim with this configuration, I guess it automatically created it for me. All right. What's next? Keymap.set, and this is just a bunch of shortcuts, I guess. I don't think we need to have these for now, because 1, I don't understand what this is even doing, and 2, I don't know the syntax for all of this, and 3, we don't need any of this to get started. So I'm going to skip this part, but yeah. You know, before I started this whole YouTube thing, I had no idea that speaking is so hard on your throat. Like, I need to keep drinking water every 10 seconds. But what do we do next now? Syntax goes mode, where VV means visual, and normal, and so on. You know, there's like 17 different modes in Vim or something, most of which we don't even use. Like, I don't know, but there's a ton of different Vim modes. Usually we only use visual, insert, normal, replace, visual line. That's another one, and just, yeah, 5 or 6 different modes. That's it. We really don't need to use any of the other ones. But yeah. Okay, last block isn't really a remap. Okay, we don't need to do any of these. Yeah, Primogen and TJ DeVries. These are two people who actually inspired me to start playing around with neovim and stuff. So yeah, and he's also part of the neovim development team. So that's probably a good thing. I use Lazy as my plugin manager. Okay. As for all the plugins to come, I recommend you to always check out the docs. There's more info in there than whatever I might get to explain here. Got it. All right. So let's get Lazy as my, um, I guess, plugin manager as well. And then we can do everything else. See, this is one of the things I don't like about NeoVim. It's because like you need to combine all of these different third-party plugins and like tools just to have a complete development environment, which Visual Studio Code gives us right off the bat, right? Now, yes, you do need to use extensions for a lot of things, but installing and configuring these extensions is so simple. Like you literally just open up the page, click install, and you're done, right? But in NeoVim, you have to just go through all of these different hoops. Like I know that each extension has its own configuration file that you need to write, and you need to have all of these like configs for every single extension or third-party tool you use. And it's just a headache to use, I think. I don't know. That's just I don't know, the assumptions that I have in my mind right now. But yeah, we're using this for the first time, and we'll see if it's actually like usable or not. We'll see if NeoVim is only used by nerds who have no life outside programming, or actual normal people can actually use this. We'll see. So don't they have some sort of a installation section here or something? How do I install this? Uh, where? Okay, there we go. Installation. There we go. Okay. Check out Lazy for installation. We'll do that. Awesome. Nasty sneeze. Okay. Echo std path config. What does this do? Let's see. Open up neovim. Okay, so it just gives you the path for your config. Okay, easy. All right. So we get config.lazy first, which means that first I need to create conf lua slash conf, go into this directory, and then create nvim, or not create, but go over here and actually require the file, which is going to be conf.lazy. There we go. Now we can save this. We can create the actual lazy file, lazy.lua, and then we can open it up. And now let's see. So we have all of this code, which I wonder what all of this does. Make sure to set up map leader and map local leader before loading lazy.nvim so that mappings are correct. Okay. So I don't know what this is all about, but this is where we actually import lazy.nvim. Got it. Map leader and map local leader. Why do you have two different leaders? That makes no sense. Anyway, local lazy path. vim.fn.stdpath data slash lazy.nvim. If not, vim.uv or vim.loop .fsstat lazy path, then local lazy repo equals https github.com/volke/lazy.nvim.git local out equals vim dot fn dot system git clone. I guess this is going to run the command. Okay. Filter blob none. Branch stable. Obviously, we don't want to get any cutting edge release that's not even tested yet or something. Lazy repo and then lazy path. Then close this. Okay. And then if vim.v.shell error equals 0, then vim.api.nvim echo fail to clone lazy.nvim, and then a new line, and then the actual error message, which is going to be the standard output from the command, and then a warning message, which is just press any key to continue, I guess. Key to exit. Okay. There we go. All right. And got it. Perfect. Then vim.fn.get character, whatever that does. And then os.exit with 1. 1 is just a status code that tells you that the program exited with an error, right? You probably, like if you've ran some sort of programs in your terminal, you've probably seen this before, like program exited with status code 1 or status code 0 and so on and so forth. That's what that means. Okay. vim.opt.rtp prepend, not pretend, prepend, lazy path. Awesome. So then we need to set up the map leaders, which we've already done in the actual init file. And then we just set up lazy dot setup spec equals import plugins. I guess this is where we actually import the plugins that we have. Configure any other settings here. See the documentation for more details. Color scheme that will be used when installing plugins. Haba Max, whatever that is. I hope that looks good because that's what I'm going to use for now. Color scheme. Haba Max. Okay. And then checker. Automatically check for plugin updates. Yeah. That's obviously going to be useful as well. We're going to enable that. There we go. Awesome. I think that's all we need. So let's save this and open up neovim, and nothing happened. Okay. So something is broken. Let's see what happened over here. So I'm pretty sure I copied everything correctly. This is probably a syntax error because I haven't used this language before. Lazy. Okay, that was wrong. Lazy.lua. Let's just copy all of this, and that was not what I wanted to do. There we go. That is also what I not wanted to do. Why is this not copying? How do you copy something from Vim? Copy, huh? Okay, this is pretty cool. I didn't know we could use a mouse in here. Apparently, you can also use a mouse inside the terminal. That makes no sense, but yeah, see, there should be a string, but you're missing the opening code. Oh, okay, over here, got it. So, where am I? Okay, there we go. Now it should be fine, I think. Now it's just a blank statement. No specs for found for module plugins. Okay. Uh, go back over here. So this plugins is probably just a placeholder. I don't like probably just a placeholder. We need to actually install real plugins here, probably. Plugin spec, plugin URL, okay. Directory to a local plugin, custom git URL where the plugin is hosted. Name for the plugin. Okay. Uh, let's just ask Jeopardy how to set this all up. Okay. Um, yeah, sure. Give me the plugins.lua example as well. Oh, all right. Import plugins. Oh, okay. So this plugins here is going to be a Lua file again. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Um, so I guess we create a plugins.lua file in here as well. And save that. And this should then return something, which will be an object, I guess. And inside here, we can actually get some plugins. So what is tree sitter? I know tree sitter is very, very popular in the neovim community, but I don't know what it does. Parser generator. Okay, that makes no sense. Neovim. Does it just provide syntax highlighting and nothing else? Jumping to definitions, finding references. We do need those things, obviously. Okay, so it's probably useful to have this. Let's just grab it. Nvim tree sitter / nvim tree sitter. Build equals ts update. And there we go. All right. Error again. No specs found for module plugins. Okay. Let's see. And let's also give it the directory tree over here. And let's see what the problem is. Oh, right. Const.plugins, got it. So just like we did it before, right? Down here, this is supposed to be const.plugins. Okay. Save that. Open up plugins again, and there we go. So this is now installing something. And it's broken again. Now that makes no sense. Okay. Let's try check help lazy. Lower rocks, hero rocks. What does any of this mean? Let's just quit this whole thing for now. How do I update all of my plugins? Lazy neovim update plugins. Because clearly it didn't install fine, right? There was clearly an error over here, so How do I update all my plugins in Lazy? Oh, okay. So run Lazy update. All right. So tree sitter is installed, but I don't know if it's going to work. Um, let's let's open up any file, lazy.lua, for instance. Yeah, see, it didn't work. So there is an error over here. Error detected while processing buff read post auto commands. That makes no sense. What is going on over here? I'll just copy all of this and post it in here and try to understand what's going on. No parser for Lua. Oh, okay. So we do need to install parsers for different languages. All the common ones. Yeah, I probably need to get all the common ones because I work in so many different languages, right? Okay, so open up neovim again. cs install all. And I guess we're gonna have to wait a bit until it installs all of them. And then we'll see what comes next after this. Can't this give me like a progress bar or something? Oh, there we go. Okay. Presetter Go. I definitely use Go a lot. We're going to need this. Yeah, it would be useful if it gave me some sort of a progress bar, but okay. I guess we can make do with just these messages over here. In the meantime, you can make Presetter auto install parsers. Oh, ensure installed and highlight enable true. What does that do? Ensure installed. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably add this as well. Right, just as soon as this finishes, I guess. Kotlin? I don't need Kotlin. I guess this is going to install a ton of unnecessary syntax highlighting as well, which we don't need, but I guess it's fine for now. We can probably just uninstall these and make sure to only install the ones that we need, like all of these over here. But yeah. Sure, it's taking its time. Yeah, most of these languages I'm not even going to use, so this is kind of useless, I guess. Super HTML, what is that? What is this? HTML language server and templating? Yeah, for some reason I thought this was a new HTML language. I guess not. Okay. Tmux. Yeah, Tmux is something I want to try out as well. Yeah. Stream is going fine as well. You can see I get 0 views completely. Just me, and me. The whole stream. While this finishes, I'm going to take another water break. Okay, it's almost done. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost done. Is it stuck? I think it's stuck. Why is it not done yet? Why is it not done yet? I think it's... Oh, it is done. Okay. So it doesn't give you like a completed message or something. But now we should be able to open up any file and get syntax highlighting. There we go. Awesome. Which means I should also be able to have something like, close this, app.py, let's say a Python application, and I have os dot, I forgot how the commands work. Let's just create a function, print hello. Yeah, see, we do get um syntax highlighting here. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so syntax highlighting works. Some of the configuration works. We have not line numbers and everything. Okay. My leader key, the tab key, that's not working yet, so we need to fix that as well. But yeah, I think this is good enough for now, to be honest. I think this is enough neovim for today. I'm gonna end the stream over here, and we're going to continue configuring this probably tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I want to make this my default editor, like my main code editor, but that'll probably take a while to set everything up and stuff. But yeah, that's it for now. And yeah, stopping the stream.